Hi Sagis, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Sagittarius Tarot and today's reading. Today's reading is going to be focusing on a relationship of yours. So think about a relationship that really matters to you. And if you're wondering about the dynamics of this relationship, then this reading is for you. For this particular reading, we're going to be using the Witch's Garden Tarot. Let us begin. We're going to pick 5 cards. The first card will be talking about your role in the relationship. What is the role that Sagi plays in the relationship? What do we have here? This is the Knight of Wands in reverse. And with the Knight of Wands in reverse, I think the role that you play here is the role of like a moderator within that relationship, right? So I think maybe the other person can be a bit impulsive, can take rash decisions, can speak bigger words than he's willing to or she's willing to apply. Maybe they're dreamy, maybe they're impractical, maybe they're impulsive, maybe they're whatever, right, the case is. And they don't have to be like that with everybody, but maybe that's how they are with you. And so your role in this relationship is always to sort of tell them, to ground them, to be like, take a beat, take a second, right? Let us think this through. Maybe that's realistically what's going to happen. And so this is all to tell you that like it's not that like you're trying to extinguish their fire. No, not at all. But it's like for you, your role in this relationship is to bring a little bit of cautiousness and a little bit of calculation when it comes to making calculated risks. So if the other person wants to take a risk, you're here to tell him or tell her, listen, let's take a calculated risk, right? If someone wants to go on an adventure, you're here to be like, at least let me plan it. If someone, you get the gist, right? So I like that energy for you. Now, let's take a look at your partner's role in this relationship. What is the role that they play within this relationship? Let's take a look at that. So that is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. You see, that's the Four of Pentacles and it's in reverse. I really, really love that your partner's role in the relationship is this card in reverse because it's like you balance each other out, right? While you try to tame that person's or your partner's lust for crazy risks and adventure and impulsive decisions and impulsive buys and all of that, right? Here comes this, they get too carried away quickly. And so they also might be naive too. So that's also one download that I can get. So maybe they are a little bit naive. And so you're here to sort of guide them. As when it comes to their role, I think also they got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, which means that you in the relationship maybe tend to be over conservative when it comes to finances. Maybe you have financial worries. Maybe you are, you have insecurities when it comes to safety and security. Maybe you are a bit frugal sometimes. Maybe you allow finances to control your life. Maybe you can be too possessive when it comes to material security, right? All of these things. Maybe you are sometimes not too prone to change or all of that. And so here in this card, as your partner's role in the relationship, it's like their role in the relationship is to help you break down all these financial barriers. They're here to tell you it's okay to spend a little, it's okay to splurge, it's okay to believe in abundance and in cycles. It's okay to spend money because spending it means that more is gonna come. It's okay to make more instead of focusing on saving more. It's okay to live a little, right? So I love this because this really describes a perfect scenario where oppositions attract. And what I like about this is also, we're talking here about two elements that complement each other. You see like how your role in the relationship is the red. So maybe it's also to bring the fire in the relationship, but a calculated fire, right? It's not a crazy fire. It's a good amount of fire. And the other person's, the green here, the blue or the green, is to bring that sort of calculated also spending, right? So you see, you're both a little bit conservative when it comes to your energy output, which creates a really balanced dynamics within a relationship of the type of opposites attract. Because opposites attract, if it was like Knight of Wands upright and Four of Pentacles upright, that would have been a little bit explosive, because that would have been like you're too headstrong, you're too fiery, you're too crazy, and the other person is too stiff, right? And so I like this a lot. I like that this is very, very balanced. It's opposites attract, where there is a bit of physical, material, earthy element and a bit of fire element, and they're both in their in a great expression, in a balanced expression. I like this so much. So now we're going to be talking about your past foundation as a couple, right? By the way, when I'm saying couple, you could be like you and a family member, you and a parent, you and a child, you and a friend, you're a business partner, right? This is a relationship. It doesn't have to be of romantic nature. So let's see a little bit about your past foundation as a relationship. You have the High Priestess in reverse. You see, this is the High Priestess card upright, and so you got it as in reverse. And I feel maybe in the past you have had your amount of like turmoil, because with this in reverse, this talks about a little bit about resistance to flow and intuition. This talks about a relationship that at first it felt counterintuitive. It felt as if it's too hard, like why not choose easier type of thing. But then it really blossoms into a lot of wisdom, right? And so this can talk about a little bit of a rocky start. But that is also fated, because the High Priestess is a major arcana. So this is really talking about something here that is fated, right? Like you were meant to be in each other's lives. So now let's talk about how, now that you're over all of that, what is your current state, right? Let's see if you're over all of that in your current state. And the last card will be about your future. So let's see now where the relationship is currently at. And so the current relationship is at the Page of Swords. I like it because this says that you are both now more open to new ideas. You are both now more open to new lifestyles and new shared beliefs. And this is also saying that maybe both of you will also be receiving great news or new downloads or new ways of living or new beliefs, right? So this is a lot of, how to say it, like a new energy within, you know, both of your energies, right? This feels like you're currently going through a mental refresh, right? A little bit of a mental reset or refresh or upgrade. And I like that a lot for you, right? Especially that in the past, the High Priestess in reverse talks about a blocked intuition, where maybe you were feeling like you really didn't know if that was, you know, you felt a pull towards each other, but then it was too hard. So you were sort of questioning why it wasn't more clear for you how to go ahead. And so with this now in the current state, I like it because this is saying that as much as maybe you really are not 100% know where you're heading, but both of you at least have this openness to ideas. You're exploring horizons together. You have these new ideas on how to move forward together. You're both open. And mentally, this is also a great communication card. So whether before you were both felt a little bit blocked on a spiritual or intuition level, now you feel both open on a mental level. And this also talks about a lot of good communication. Right? So let's talk a little bit back on the High Priestess in reverse, because it talks about like blocked intuition. And so this is telling me that maybe before, if we're talking communication between you two, maybe you weren't able to communicate your deepest fears or your deepest desires or your deepest insecurities or your deepest core or your traumas like in a healthy way. So maybe you weren't able to translate them correctly, or maybe you weren't able to actually express them or communicate about them without being explosive, or not at all. Maybe you weren't even able to communicate that, right? And so you, throughout all of this, you have learned how to, in a healthy way, right, discuss all of that and talk about all of that right now. And this is why now you see the channels of communication open, because now it's easy for you to articulate what's on your mind, right? Both of you. And that's amazing, because communication is key in any relationship. So now the last card for this reading is going to be talking about your looming future. What is the future for this relationship Let us see. Let us see what is the future. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. That's an amazing card for you guys to get. So, with the King of Pentacles, this talks about a Capricorn earthy energy. And I love that because this, for me, talks about your ability both to you have already built in the future something for you. You have already built a strong foundation and a strong core. And I see you better than ever in the future, right? First of all, your foundation is going to be extra solid. You're going to be very strong as a couple, or as a as a relationship, right? Because it doesn't have to be romantic. This is also talking about maybe you are both in a place where you're finally feeling fully secure. This is talking about an abundant phase as well, where you both are enjoying just life in general, feeling on top of the world, feeling very secure, very good. This is also talking, maybe you both have secured a lot of money. You both have this could also mean that you maybe ventured in a mutual or a business together, or maybe you're building a project together, like purchasing a home together, opening something together. But it's not necessarily, right? This could also be talking about you have both took separate path when it comes to that, but you're both enjoying the fruits of that, right? The fruits of the labor. So, or maybe just one of you did, and you're both sharing, right? The key message here is like sharing this, is feeling really on top of the game, happy, stable. And when it comes to as an energy, you're both very, very solid. I love this for you. Look, Sagittarius, look how you went from an inability to discuss your fears and inhibition, an unhealthy way, feeling a little bit lost if this is destined, although you felt to pull, to complete and clear communication when it comes to all your issues, and also to being open to new ideas that will finally pan out, and finally you reach that, right? Because here, like, you feel peace, and here you feel abundance, earthy, like physical stuff. Also, this is telling me that you're both going to be in excellent health in the future. Just like right now, you're both in you have both excellent clarity of mind. Where in the past, you were feeling a little bit muddied spiritually. And also, this is a karmic. So maybe you both felt that, maybe at some points you even felt that you're star-crossed lovers at some point. That, again, doesn't have to be romantic, right? Star-crossed business partners, star-crossed friends, star-crossed family members, whatever that is, right? I love this reading. Nice. All right. I love you, Sagis.